Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we are going to be talking about The Ring. Now, before I give you my thoughts on the film, if you're wondering why I'm reviewing this movie now, it's because I just recently saw it, and a movie called Rings is coming out very soon, and I thought this might be a good time to review The Ring. Not the Japanese version that came out in, what was it, 99 or 98, whatever. This is the American remake that I believe came out in '02. The overall plot of this movie is there's this reporter and she is trying to figure out why people keep dying after 7 days, because at the beginning of the film is this one girl dies and the mother of the dead daughter's friend is trying to figure out what happened, because a group of friends saw this tape and they all died at the same time. I believe it was 10 o'clock p.m. She also goes into what happened, and she also watches the tape. And sorry about that. And she's trying to, now she has 7 days to live before she dies. And that's basically the plot of the movie, if you didn't already know. And this film contains really good performances. But it's not a perfect movie, but I'll get into my issues later. So now we get into the positives. The premise, the filmmaking, the characters, all very well done, and very well written, especially for a remake, because it doesn't always happen. I'm not going to give any examples right now, but overall, I think this remake is good. I have not seen the original, so I can't compare the original with this film. But for now, I'll just give you my thoughts, how it stands as a standalone film. And it does stand up pretty well on its own, because the character, our main protagonist of the film, you like her, and she's a likable person, and even though dumb things happen in the movie, which horror movie characters usually are stupid. But if she's not stupid, how are we supposed to explore the world that we're being brought into? So, a no-win situation. Another thing to note is this movie does take its time with its characters and the story. But you're fine with that because you're going through this with the characters. And so, as that progresses, you're engaged in it because the story is interesting and the characters go through it very well, and they do a really good job explaining what's happening. There's no unlikable characters like the Bye-Bye Man. Before I continue, I'm going to get into one issue that I have is that there are things that happen in this movie that don't really make sense. For instance, the dad character, or the husband, he goes into a place where he's not supposed to, and there's this little case that contains a videotape of some kind, and his name's written on it, and he doesn't know why, and it doesn't really explain why that happened, but you're kind of supposed to figure it out. But this movie makes you think, but unfortunately it doesn't explain everything. In other words, it's a film that doesn't give you all the answers. Also, the tape in this movie that you're not supposed to watch. It has some images that are very disturbing, and you don't really like watching it. But I was intrigued by it because as the film went on, it used that as a tool to progress the story, and I can't really explain it too much because as I'm trying not to get into spoilers, which I won't do. Don't worry. It's completely spoiler-free, but I do feel that it was a unique thing. As for issues that I have with the movie, is that, well, they are there, but I can't get into them because they're mostly in the third act, and I'm trying to stay out of there. You might be thinking, well, just say the parts that aren't, that involve spoiler territory. But the problem is, that's like the very climax of things that are built to the end. It's to the point where if I say anything, I will kind of lightly or heavily spoil something in the movie, so I can't do that. but it's mostly the third act where the issues come in. But the first two acts are great. The third act had its problems, but it still works for what the first two acts have done. So in the end, this remake, it doesn't. Also, another thing, it doesn't use jump scares often. I think there's either one or two jump scares in the entire movie, and it's mostly suspense building. If you know how suspense works, and a jump scare, the suspense is like in a glass jar. It keeps building and building, getting more intense, and if a jump scare pops in, the glass shatters. And that never happened in this movie, ever. And that was a huge plus I want to say. And in the end, this movie does know what it is. It does everything a horror movie should, and a remake what it should be. And therefore, I'm going to give The Ring a B+. Thank you for watching, as always. If you like, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'm not sure what my next review will be, but it'll come roughly around next week. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye.